Hey guys, it's Ronald again. I'm gonna want to show you the recap of this day today, 2nd of July. Today is also NFP. NFP, we got a lot of news. First Friday of the month, we get, where is it, non-farm payrolls. Here you got it. Non-farm payrolls, this is a very high impact news event, and we did see Nasdaq move a lot during the first hour of London, maybe the first half hour, and then it stopped and ranged a bit. I got a lot of nice moves on that push. I'm going to show you later. Because of this news, I only show the medium impact and high impact news, because the rest I don't find that interesting. And a day like this is very interesting to trade if you like trading before or after the news. Never trade the news itself, because market makers use the news to manipulate price and get our stops, because somebody has to lose for somebody else to make profits. So I'm first going to show you on my on my bigger picture chart what I did see. This is the end of the day. This was the volume profile of yesterday. We had the open and the close around here. It's all good. And this is 9 o'clock. That is London open for my time in Holland. I am on GMT +1. This is 9 o'clock. So what did I see? I'm backtesting a new tool we are implementing in our strategy. This shows real-time live big imbalance orders getting in. It also shows exhaustion of liquidity and absorption of liquidity. In this case, this is the Renko 2512, and you can see the red and the green bars here. And we see there was some big liquidity from yesterday evening. We had some big liquidity from yesterday evening below the 520, and Frankfurt picked it up. Frankfurt opened like 1 or 2 hours before London, and we got a positive delta on this low. We had a nice swing to the downside, positive low at this liquidity. And I know from personal experience that when we have a interaction on these liquidity levels on this chart, Renko 2512 tick, then I know these moves are very important to watch. So we were long on that, and we continued all the way up. We did a retest on the VWAP, and you see here we got a lot of big delta per bar. So we really see buyers in control. We get a big sell order here, sell order imbalance, I have to say. But again, this low had a positive delta. So on this total swing, this swing of 2 bars to the VWAP, we see buyers are in control. They were all anticipating this move up, and they were anticipating on the continuation. We had some supply over here that got exhausted and absorbed, and it got absorbed, and more buyers getting in, more demand imbalance during this push up. And I'm going to show you on the trigger chart the lower setting. I hope you guys can see it a little bit. This is London open. This is London open. I normally don't take take entries before the open, because it can go both ways. But I did see a lot of this demand liquidity here, just like at the higher Renko chart setting, that got absorbed and made price move up. So it was exhausted and price moved up. I entered on this move, the second move, this delta. This is the first high low, higher high. So we broke this high. So for me the trend was changing, and indeed at the open we stayed above the pink level, 25 level. We made continuation to the 40. So I was long in already on this one. I got some pips, ticks, and we got new liquidity here and continued. So I got this nice push just through the VWAP. There was a lot of liquidity, that's nice. We retested the VWAP, and we do see supply is diminishing. We get less supply, and in the first candle up we already get demand, and then we get a big imbalance on demand. So we see continuation. So I was in this long. I closed around 50 because normally I anticipate on rotations or interactions here at the pink levels, but we see a huge imbalance. We see a huge imbalance, and we see price picked up more demand, big imbalance on demand, and we see per candle we see buyers really in control, really in control. I was also looking at the oscillator. The oscillator is showing me price was overbought, but we know this is secondary. Overbought does not say the trend is ending. Overbought does not say there will be no continuation. It tells us it's a higher risk to enter a trade long. But when we see a imbalance like this, 535 positive and a negative -2, there are no sellers here. There are no sellers here. And we got new demand kicking in. We got new demand kicking in here. So where I would look for potential rotation or continuation, in this case I see continuation. Nothing but demand all the way up. So I was in this one first long, then I took this long, then I took what was it, here or here? I don't remember exactly. I know I took this one for sure, and I took this one. I entered here because I see the volume picking up, and we had a small dip, and then we see here on the oscillator we see momentum is picking up. So I entered here. Normally I wait for pullback, but there was so much momentum, so I entered again. And on this last break of the, what is this, 75 level, I see new demand getting in, supply getting absorbed here, and made price push even harder. So I took a scalp of this move also. Maybe not the biggest move, but again, it's enough. For London, it's enough. If you see moves like 20 points, 25 points, that's good, that's nice on London. But this was a total move from the 25 level to 90, almost 90, yeah, 90. So that's a big move for London. We got some pullbacks and possible entries to ride this long, and that was all good for me. I did not take any buys or sells here because we had so much momentum. I was expecting to price to make some kind of correction, and it did on this move. And how do we know something big happened here? In this case we got a shift of the POC. This yellow dotted line is a point of control, and it shifted to this level. This tells us there were many traders in this move up, and they were closing their position around here, because when the POC shifts, people open or close their position. Many moves happen when a POC gets shifted. So I wasn't really taking this trade to the downside, but I was expecting somehow a rotation, a pullback, or whatever you want to call it. But I would not wanted to take it because I had enough profits on this run up. I made good profits for one day, a double of normal profits. So this is a long signal. Maybe you were thinking, why did you take this long? We took this demand here. There were some demand levels along the way, but price went through it, and I don't really like one touch after a push like this. When you're now getting in and it's already made like 60 points, you know, price needs some kind of correction, and I don't like this signal. Indeed, it was a powerful signal. It was, but I was expecting a range that happened like this here, and maybe you could have taken this short. It picked up this supply here, and we see more supply getting in, but also some demand. People want to go long, but no big orders like this. Nothing big happening. So indeed, we entered with a negative delta. We closed this candle with a negative delta, but the numbers are low. Nothing big. Many people wanted to go short from here at the 60 level, but it was all absorbed. We see it all get absorbed. You might even go long again here because we have a big number here on the candle, big number on the delta. I don't see any liquidity at this level. So this would be a good signal to go long, because the oscillator also told us there was a rotation incoming, or at least a pullback, but price wasn't overbought. So that was the reason I would not take this long push. It would have taken longer, but it was all valid. And here the oscillator showed us again overbought above this 40 level. It's overbought. And we got a end of push, end of trend, end of push at the moment signals, multiple. So we know price would make some sort of correction. So it gives you a head up. So everything that happened after this push, I did find really interesting. I see too many highs and lows directly after each other, and that's not something I like to see on my chart. That tells me we are in a range. So if you want to trade anything in 30 minutes from now, then it's past lunchtime. That's a 6 o'clock Central Standard Time push, and what I would like to see then is some kind of break, something new. I want to see something new of the current structure. This is what we see now. It's ugly. If you're thinking, nah, I don't know what I'm seeing, I don't know what I'm looking at, then it's ugly, then don't do anything. Sure, we pushed up, but again we see rejection of 75 here and POC, so price doesn't want to break the point of control. We are between point of control and VWAP. As long as 75 is holding to the downside, we might see a drop to 50 or even lower to this liquidity here. So keep in mind, we got liquidity here, liquidity at 53, and we got liquidity here 45, etc., just above the 40. But again, VWAP is in the middle. If this thing drops, it will interact on this because it's the 50 level, and we got liquidity above and below 50 as expected. The big boys have their orders over there. So that is what I'm seeing. I'm waiting for a break of this structure, something new, but not for now, because I just stay out because of the time of the day. This is telling me nothing interesting to look forward to. And we got the news events 30 minutes after 2 my time. That's in almost 2 hours. So because of the big news events upcoming, it's also possible there will be no big movement from now till the news, because we already did a big move, and we might range range between these levels, the 50 and the 75, all because of the news. And when news happens, we might see an explosion of movement, because non-farm payrolls already always does, and makes an interesting US session. So let's see how it goes, and see you guys later. Maybe I'm gonna do some live streaming this New York session, but I'm not sure yet. If you have any questions, or you want me to tell you more about this strategy, how I look at the charts, why my charts are looking like this, yeah, you can send me a message and we can talk about it. Yeah, see you guys later. Thank you. Bye bye.